I've seen the void which fills what I thought used to be the hole in my head, and the causing antics for now I will write off as arbitrary nonsense. The void in my left eye started when I finally crawled out of the rabbit hole I started digging 20 years ago. Mud pies tasted a lot better back then. Must be why I love a little bit of dirt in my organics. It became my dark solace. I invited everything. One day Manson would stop by and I'd listen to the licks of Mardukes Antics. All of my best friends lived with me in my big open mind. What was that, Courtney Love? I better put my kingdom not for sale? Why would I listen to the bitch who to my immature self killed the inspirations of my original days, stepping into parts of my life? I floated off into the solar system until I hit the cranial wall and lapped up against the side with the ripples of my mind. Seems I've lived hundreds of lives out there, weathering the hole in my mind through my left eye to Mother Nature's DNA. Falling through, I missed my cue. Staying up too late and entertaining my friends, the sun burnt me to ashes. Purplish grayish red, I'm incumbent of time. When I opened my eyes, I was still alive and repeated this process nightly. With this much wear and tear on my black, I strived for opaque. Desperation filled my life. I became a rug, a carpet. My mind couldn't stand up for myself, and my mouth spit what the ears heard as lies. From a third eye's perspective, me, myself, and I, ego, ID, libido, we had a falling out, and we eventually referred to each other as you, us, we, them, that, until I told everyone to shut the fuck up and call me it. I let my body become anything my mind could muster. I shriveled up and curled up myself up. There were so many people I couldn't find the front door. I grew up in a neighborhood where we never locked the doors. I moved to Tempe and everyone let themselves in, but I invited them. I didn't know I was supposed to be careful back then. I gave up hope. I tried to bleach out my reality. I became spiteful and full of malice. I punched everyone in the dick and told them if they ever thought of me with that head again, I'd get out the teeth, slither and creep. No. No. No! The teeth! That was a part of the sickness that controlled the air. I ripped everyone apart, let them rot and die, let it fester until maggots were giving birth to flies. I eventually decided I deserved this life. Crawling in fear from all living things' personal vibrations, I rode them all to the end of the road until I ran so fast. E equals MC squared means I just fell into Einstein's hole. I pushed everyone out until this star collapsed and created her own black hole. And it was inevitable that the dreadful would happen again. She, Roman Empire, could collapse hundreds of times over again until the wind carried ashes over the Egyptian pyramids, riding the Nile upstream. I always knew my life was a reflection. My soul's resurrection is my mind's contradiction. I speak in oxymoronic dialect. I am entombed in time. I've seen my brothers, parents, friends, and innocent bystanders become a part of my fury's consumption. There was a time I ate souls for breakfast. Hey, I'm getting a little too far into this. One last dying aspect. The irony of this is I'm just getting started talking about this. Modesty, she is my lonely key, but I've been practicing for years to speak my mind and do what I say. I want to be at the whim of truth. I want to help lead the way to a positive balance. With an ancient heart I found next to a landmine at Angkor Wat in the Cambodian jungle. Some of the things I've learned is it's all right to have walls to protect yourself. A lot of people aren't worth your time, and they're easy to spy. The sunkenness of their eyes has fallen victim to the monotony of an American pastime. I understand you can't plan a future on maybes, but what kind of game are you trying to play when the sheep scatter when the light switch is flipped up? You can feel it in a handshake. You can watch the sway of swagger. You can feel it coming. I wish this were true for everybody. Embrace the random. Cherish yourself. Cherish the ones that surround you. When a person becomes personal, you've learned their personality. This is a person whose positivity is perfect, personally perfected, precise on all parallels. When my head starts being a dick, I have to talk it down. Sometimes tell it to shut the fuck up. This is when you can make your decisions. How you act is what people see. Your mouth is a filter, which holds positive and negative repercussions, but each tube is our own, and how we use it to become known. Life is about pride and respect, laughter and sweat, blood and tears. I could ramble for years. It's time to turn this spigot off. I too need to cleanse in water.